The ground begins to shake, and within seconds, everything around you starts to move, and you find yourself in an earthquake.
An earthquake is the sudden release of energy along a fault. Generally, that energy is built up over time.
Underground rock breaks and shifts and can happen anywhere in the world at any time with no warning.
Stresses kind of grow large enough to be larger than essentially the friction of the rock that's holding the two plates together. They snap quickly and release that energy in an earthquake.
It's because of this that the shaking occurs, moving outward in all directions like ripples from a stone in a pond.
That's kind of how energy from the earthquake spreads out and is felt around that epicenter of the earthquake as the earthquake grows and the energy expands from that epicenter.
The size of an earthquake can vary, measured by seismometers.
They're extremely sensitive instruments that measure very fine-scale motions of the ground, and we use them to figure out how big an earthquake is.
There can also be smaller quakes both after and before the main and largest shock occurs, known as aftershocks and foreshocks.
Those labels are just to help us associate those earthquakes with one another. They are all earthquakes in their own right.
If you live in an earthquake-prone area, it's important to know what's safe and not safe when the ground begins to shake. One important phrase to remember and practice is drop, cover, and hold on until the shaking stops. There's a myth that door frames are a safe place to be during an earthquake, and that's not true. A frame will not protect you from flying debris or the swinging door on the hinges.
We tell people to get under a sturdy table so that they're not hit by debris that might come off the ceiling or bookshelves that fall down.
If you're inside, stay in the room you are in, and if you're in bed, remain there and protect your head with your pillow. If you're outside, drop in an area that's not near trees, power lines, or buildings. If you're driving, pull over to the closest safe spot and turn on your parking brake. And just like hurricane season, you can be prepared ahead of time by having a kit ready to go.
Have food and water and even camping gear if you can't stay in your house, so that you can be in a safe place for several days before help can arrive.
For more preparedness tips and what you can do during earthquakes in different settings, go to our website, weathernationtv.com. For Weather Nation, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo.